Player boards. I love player boards. They're like your own personal control center to the epic experience you're about to embark on. They're a tool, they're a guide, they're a companion. I really love player boards. So let's show these little guys some love. Here's the top 5 player boards in my collection. This player board gets a lot of love from me because of the concept. You are building up a planet and revolving the sun around it in order to produce resources. You even have a track to increase your speed of the sun. What an awesome mechanic paired with an awesome theme. So much of this game's planning and payoff happens right on your player board. This game even comes with a secondary player board filled with buildings that, if you build, give different advantages. There's not even a main board in these games, so this player board is the lifeblood of this game, and it shines in that role. Helios is the number 5 player board in my collection. When I look at this game board, all I can think about is how much of a challenge it is. 2 tracks that you have to advance, one filled with decision after decision of how far you want to jump and what bonuses you want, which you can live without. And they are important too. If you ignore these tracks in the game, you are more likely to put up a weak showing. Those tracks paired with the discarding mechanic that makes you plan your discard piles so that you have the actions and resources you need in upcoming rounds. It's a tight rope walk that has a huge learning curve. All that from this little player board. Well done, Mombasa. Well done. Mombasa is the number 4 player board in my collection. This is another one that just has a fantastic concept. The player board houses the crystals you need to power your airship through time. Throughout the game, you are going to be gathering and spending crystals from your player board. All that time, you're weighing the bonuses of keeping those crystals to make your actions stronger, or spending those crystals in order to complete missions. And there's a great push and pull feel on this player board, and because of those amazing crystals, you enjoy the view the entire time. This player board also houses upgrades and mission cards, as well as the time portal, which, if powered by enough crystals, gives you a free action, which is a big advantage in a game that has fewer than 18. Steam Time is the number 3 player board in my collection. This player board may have been one of the most overwhelming things I remember looking at when I first started getting into board games. Almost every inch of that thing has purpose. And then I was told I'd be adding to it. Train tiles, technology tiles, railroad tracks, bonus icons, multipliers. There were so many moving parts and icons, it was amazing. I was in heaven. Then came learning the tracks and how to use those spots to trigger multiple events or giant point scores. Watching all that work on the board pay off bigger and bigger as rounds went on. Masterfully manipulating your actions to jump from track to track, all moving in unison to a common goal, and the player board was the engine to it all. Russian Railroads is the number 2 player board in my collection. It's so beautiful. Mechanically, it makes sense. It builds tension due to the action selection mechanic. It provides the opportunity to feel epic when you start getting 2 actions each turn. It houses your buildings, your workers, your mechs. It determines your starting positions on important tracks. It gives you special abilities and the power to upgrade or unlock other special abilities. There is so much that the player boards in Scythe do. The player board was the biggest thing to stand out to me after my first play of it. It was like a fun mini game that I got lost in while everyone else was racing to the factory and having encounters. I didn't have a single regret about it. I loved it. Although it doesn't hog my attention during plays now, it still hogs my heart. Scythe is the #1 player board in my collection. 19. Again, I'm Hans. Thanks again for watching. If you like that list and want to see other games like those ones on this list, go ahead and click that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any videos I'll be putting out. Thanks again.